Hi, thank you so much for joining me today to learn about Canvas. I'm Jen, and I'm with the customer success team here. I'm going to share a brief overview of Canvas with you today, and if all your questions don't get answered here, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I'll share our contact info at the end of this video. Canvas is a mobile app that will save you tons of time. Instead of measuring a house by hand, Canvas automatically captures every dimension of a space, and you'll have the existing conditions in under 20 minutes. And then Canvas converts it into either a detailed measurement report or a fully editable 2D floor plan or 3D model in the format you need. SketchUp, Chief Architect, Revit, AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, 2020, Vectorworks, and PDF. We deliver that to you in about 2 business days, so you get your as-builts done really fast with Canvas. How much time will we save you? Well, if you're an architect, a remodeler, or an interior designer, Canvas will help you save hours on field measurements, plus hours or even days on creating as-builts. This is an example of a SketchUp model created from a Canvas scan. The file is just as if you made it yourself, but because they used Canvas, this person saved about 4 hours by scanning instead of measuring the space by hand, and approximately 12 to 14 hours on modeling, since Canvas drafted this as-built and they could jump straight into design. So saving you valuable time and money is our goal. Canvas is the most efficient way to get an as-built. Some of you have been following 3D scanning technology for years, and for others, maybe it's just recently come on your radar. So I just want to level set. 3D scanning allows you to create a 3D digital replica of a real-world space or object. This is beneficial for documenting existing conditions, capturing measurements, and planning and visualizing changes. The result of scanning is a mesh file or a point cloud. The new frontier is mobile 3D scanning. With powerful 3D sensors embedded into common mobile devices, 3D scanning is finding new users and new uses every day. Scanning with these devices is easy. It's like taking a video. It's about 99% accurate, it's inexpensive, and it's portable. Canvas is the leader in this new frontier. With the free Canvas app, you can capture spaces fast, like really fast. It takes about a minute to scan a room. You can scan the average American home in about 20 minutes. How long does it take you to measure a 2 to 3,000 square foot house now? What we hear is 2 to 4 hours. 20 minutes with Canvas sounds a lot better. And then with the tap of a button, you get that measurement report or CAD file in multiple formats. So creating the model, your existing plan can take hours or days. The space in this image was estimated to take 6 to 8 hours at this level of detail. That's from this customer. So with Canvas, it's just the time it took to tap the button, and it's delivered to you in as little as a day. You can now use all those modeling hours to do other things. Canvas was built for remodelers, interior designers, and architects to capture residential interiors, but we do have users in a variety of industries who are capturing all kinds of spaces. Here's how to get started. First, you'll need a compatible iOS device on which to download Canvas. Using one of these devices is strongly recommended for all professional use so that you get the best accuracy. The iPad Pro models from 2020 and newer, and iPhones 12 Pro and Pro Max and newer have embedded LiDAR. That's the 3D sensor that Canvas uses to capture depth information. Then download the correct app for your device. The professional app for all iOS LiDAR devices is called Canvas LiDAR 3D Measurements. This is the app I'm focusing on in this presentation and the one you see here in the App Store listing. We do have another app called Canvas Lite, and I'm only bringing this up to encourage you to pay attention when you're in the App Store. Canvas Lite is intended for homeowners or those using older iPhones. Both apps are free, but you get better results, additional features, and bi-weekly updates with Canvas. So for all professional use, we strongly recommend using a LiDAR device with this app right here, the one called Canvas LiDAR 3D Measurements. Canvas is pretty easy to use, but we recommend watching our tutorial videos and following suggested best practices. Using good techniques ensures you get good results. So here's a demonstration of the primary scanning technique you'll use to capture most spaces with Canvas. We call it the paint the fence method. Move in one direction in a single continuous loop around the room. No zigzagging or changing directions mid-scan. You will move the device up to the side, down to the side, etc. Be smooth and steady. And you can tell what you've captured while you're scanning because you can see that as he's moving, that white overlay covers the scene. As it turns white, that means you've got it and you just keep on moving. And note that you don't have to hold it in one spot for very long. You don't have to fill in all the holes or go back if you've missed a little spot. It's okay. Once it's begun to turn white, you just keep on scanning and loop back around until you get to your starting point. Here's a few more tips. This one is actually probably the most important. Prepare the space and plan your route. Essentially, you need to know where you're going to start, what you want to capture, and where you will end. Walk around the space that you're going to capture. If it's a single room or multiple rooms or a whole home, what you want to do is plan how you're going to capture the perimeter of each room and the perimeter of the whole space in a continuous way without scanning the same space twice. Okay, so we can definitely come back to this, but you want to, as you're planning that route, just the same way you would plan how to do a measure, walk the space. Also, while you're doing that, you can open the doors, open window treatments, make sure there's enough light. And then when you're ready to start scanning, when you know what you're going to do, it is best to begin in an area with a lot of geometry. And that could be either structural details or decor. I often say to just start in a busy corner of the room. Then maintain proper distance from what you're capturing. Your device's sensor has a range of just over 15 feet. You want to be between roughly 3 and 12 feet from what you're capturing. If you get too close, tracking can be lost, and that can affect accuracy and detail. And if you get too far away, you'll eventually just be out of range, and so it won't be captured correctly or at all. And once you're there, you're in your proper distance, go in one direction around the space using that paint the fence method that we just looked at. For more detailed instructions on how to scan, you can attend one of our other live webinars or check out videos and our scanning best practices document. You'll find these resources in the FAQ and on our website, as well as in the app itself. When you capture a 3D scan with Canvas, you immediately have an accurate scan right there on your device. You can colorize it, view and revisit it, trace a space for a quick area calculation, share it with others. You can manually measure any 2 points in the scan, so you will never miss a measurement again. This is a huge benefit. And you can do all of this at no cost. Here's the big game changer though, converting your scan to CAD. So with just a few taps in the Canvas app, you can have your scan converted into your chosen format, a fully editable, professional grade, design ready 2D floor plan, 3D model, or a report. So there's no more tracing point clouds. These are really friendly results, and they just open right up in your design program as if you've made it yourself, and you jump right ahead to the good stuff. Now, most of these files are delivered in 1 to 2 business days. Larger or more complex spaces could take a little longer. Pricing. The app is free to download and there is no subscription or membership required. You only pay for the files that we convert for you, and it's pay as you go. The cost is 20 cents per square foot for 3D and 14 cents per square foot for 2D. This is based on the floor square footage of the space. So for example, you can get a 3D as-built of your average 200 square foot kitchen for $40. But let's extrapolate for the fun math purposes of a 2,000 square foot whole home, fully editable 3D model in the design program you already use for about $400. So how do those costs compare to what it would cost you to both measure it by yourself and build it by yourself? Or how does that cost compare to what you are outsourcing, what you're paying someone else to do for you? These are the programs that we support directly: SketchUp, Chief Architect, Revit, 2020 Design Live, ArchiCAD and now Vectorworks. These are our 3D CAD and BIM models. And then we also create a canvas measurement report, which is delivered in an AutoCAD and a PDF. This is not editable, but it contains an Excel spreadsheet as well of the various data tables. So this is really good for permitting, doing takeoffs and estimates and the like. And then we also create editable 2D floor plans that are delivered in AutoCAD and then also PDF. So others are supported indirectly, including Pro Kitchen and Chiefs Home Designer Pro. So if you don't see the design program that you use listed here, let me know what you use and I'll recommend what package you should get because there are multiple file types delivered with each package. So it's possible that one of those will work for you. I highly recommend downloading and testing some sample files for yourself. You can get that right off our website or in the app. And let's ensure that our output and versions and so on will all suit your needs. The Again, the sample data package can be found in the app or on our website. Instead of modeling the as-built by hand, you will receive a CAD file of the existing conditions, again, in your chosen format to jump right ahead to the fun part of visualizing your changes. Our intent is to provide you with a blank slate of the space with a reasonable level of detail for design, quoting, and documentation. This means we not only include the basics like walls, doors, and windows, but also baseboards, crown molding, light switches, outlets, and now ceiling lighting. So lots of good details, things that are built in and affect the utilization of the space. There are some items like decor that are not included in your model. However, those objects and their dimensional information will still be in your colorized scan, that image we looked at just a minute ago where you could pull measurements manually. You can always reference that when you need to, either on your device or online. And for those familiar with BIM level of detail standards, our output is targeted at LOD 200. If you're using Canvas to scan commercial or other non-residential spaces, some details in the model could be simplified due to the nature of the conversion process. So you can absolutely scan non-residential spaces, and in fact, we see it all the time, but please see our FAQ for more information on what to expect. What kind of accuracy can you expect? With a LiDAR-enabled iPad or iPhone, most measurements in your CAD file should be within 1 to 2% of what's verified manually. And what this means is that on a 100-inch wall, you could be off an inch or two. The accuracy of mobile 3D scanning depends a lot on the user and the environment. Using Canvas on the environments for which it was intended, as well as, and most importantly, scanning correctly using our suggested best practices, that results in the best scans and models. Our customers use Canvas because it's an out-of-the-box but effective, powerful solution for the early stages of a remodeling project. Now, if you need higher accuracy, we suggest that you scan the space with Canvas and verify a few critical measurements that you need manually. Then you can either adjust your CAD model once you receive it, or better yet, submit those as a reference dimension when you place your order. If you do that, we will override the scan values for the dimensions that you provide and use the scan to process everything else, assuming, of course, they don't already match. So even if you choose to take a few measurements, your Canvas, using Canvas is still going to create such a large ROI because you consider the overall time savings comes from both measuring and from modeling. So you can still rely on the scan for all the dimensions where our expected tolerance is acceptable, and then include a few manual dimensions for those that demand higher precision. I also like to add that as a leader in computer vision technology for a decade, we've been around a while. We are always working on improvements in this area. We are a computer vision company at heart, and this is why Canvas is considered a leader in this space. And you can use Canvas to scan exteriors. These scans look great, so give it a try, but just be aware of a couple of things. Generally speaking, exterior structural elements are modeled. Things like topography, landscaping, driveways, and fencing are not. See the FAQ for complete information so that we can meet your expectations. The LiDAR sensor range is a little over 15 feet, so capturing a single story is best. but you have your height too. So you can usually get between 20 and 25 feet. In most cases, this means that capturing multi-story buildings can be challenging, but if you just capture as much of the exterior as possible and then take a few measurements take out your LDM and take a few measurements, and you can supply those as reference dimensions like we were just discussing. So for example, adjust the roof line to 30 feet. If you're scanning both exterior and interior, you're also helping to establish a good footprint for that model. And those both inform the overall model, producing a really great result. So just be aware of that little workaround. Sunlight, it could interfere with the LiDAR sensor, but the tech has actually come a really long way in recent years, and it's just not as sensitive as previous sensors were. So avoid shooting directly into the sun like you would when you're taking a photo, and you'll be okay. It's important to note that exteriors are available for 3D models only. And then the last thing to note, yes, estimates and pricing. Okay, so this is actually a little bit wider than just exteriors, but when you place an order, you choose the environment type of your scans, interior only, exterior only, or you take a note that your order contains both. The estimation tool was built for interior scans. So if your order contains exterior scans, either by themselves or contains both, the square footage and pricing estimate will likely be significantly off. But remember, these are just estimates. The way it works is that we will give you an estimate when you place your order, but when your model is delivered, the price is calculated on the actual square footage of the model, again, the floor square footage of the model, and then that price is given that final calculation, and you're charged then when your model is delivered. So don't be scared by any estimates. If you ever do, take a scan and go to place an order and it seems off, you feel free to reach out to the support team to just have us take a look at your scans or, discuss it with you. Because again, it can be off if if your order contains exteriors. The last thing to note is that, again, exteriors are available for 3D models only. The cost is an additional 5 cents if it's an inside-out model. So exterior plus interior would be 25 cents per square foot based on the floor square footage of the model. If it's an exterior only model, the cost is 5 cents less, which is 15 cents per square foot. Okay. In our supported file formats, the models are organized so that you can work with key surfaces independently, and this allows you to edit and manipulate the model using standard tools in your design program. We use professional grade layering, naming, and organization conventions to help separate foundational items from architectural features. Canvas's conversion pipeline is semi-automated. It includes a mix of both automated computer vision technology as well as human operators. The majority of the work is done by the software to recreate the space and generate CAD geometry. And we have highly trained human operators using specialized tools overseeing the process. But we think it's pretty magical too. Canvas is the most efficient way to get an as-built. Here's a few of the things that we create right here in this image. Our customers have shared the benefits, many benefits of using Canvas too, such as never missing a measurement, improved communication with project collaborators, and the savvy image it conveys to a homeowner when you use this technology on a sales call. Recently, I spoke to a longtime Canvas user. She's a high-end interior designer who said, I absolutely save time with Canvas, but I don't use it because of that. There's lots of tools out there that can help someone save time. I use Canvas because it makes our work better. It improves what we do, and that's of utmost importance for the people we work with and for our clients. So we have worked with tens of thousands of customers to integrate a Canvas workflow into their business. And we would love to help you try Canvas for yourself to see how it will be beneficial for you. You can find more information on our website, which is canvas.io. If you would like to talk about how to integrate Canvas into your business, me and my team can be reached at hello@canvas.io. And if you have any issues or questions about the app itself or about an order, please reach out to support@canvas.io. And we really look forward to working with you. So please reach out and we're going to help you get your as-builts done fast. Thanks so much. Happy scanning.